Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Greetings to the learners of the course on Introduction to Law on Electricity. This is the second live session of the course and the final one before the examination. So I believe that the understanding and learning on the subject has been so far smooth, and you are getting the context of the subject, which aims to give you an elementary understanding on how the electricity is being dealt under the law in India. If you look at the governance of the subject in India, you would find that governance in the subject is basically the responsibility of both center and the state. That's why you find that this is something which is there in the concurrent list, and that's why we have a central act with a both regulatory commission prevalent at or existing at both center and the state levels. Central Electricity Regulatory Commission is there at the central level, and State Electricity Regulatory Commission is at the state level. That's how the regulation, they are the regulatory bodies. They regulate electricity at the pan-India level and intra-state level. That's how the things happen. Now, when I see some of the pointers which are being made by the learners during the course of learning of the subject, they have highlighted few points. For example, someone is asking that what is the scope of energy law in India, and how can you, can you elaborate it in the context of maritime industry? In India, you find that we have been talking about energy, environment, sustainability, that how the things are getting interconnected, that with development, how we need to maintain the concern of environment, how we need to preserve the environment, and therefore the discussion and debate is revolving around that area. So the study has got a very good scope. The lot of research is happening in this area. A lot of writing is happening in this area. Courses are being floated in this area. So this is how I see the connect or I see the development. Many universities are offering now energy law as a subject. Many universities where you find environmental law as a subject, now energy environment interface is being discussed as subcomponents of that subject. So that's how things are happening on the area. A recent amendment done in the Electricity Act provides for standards to be maintained for shipping industry. That Bureau of Energy Efficiency, looks at that issue, that how the consumption standards in ships in India is to be dealt. We know very well that recently the government has been taking a lot of measures to make India as energy efficient country, because the impetus on generation should equally be governed by the very fact of energy conservation, and that's why the recent amendment of Energy Conservation Act talks about the consumption standard for ships in India. So that's how the connect is there. One can look at it. Another question is with regard to off-wind farms. So on off-wind farms, it is to be seen that these are the facilities which are generally to be seen with the uses of wind turbines to generate electricity. And wind energy is generally been also seen as greener energy. And we know very well that there is a focus on green energy these days. And wind energy certainly plays an important role, though in India, the contribution of wind energy in the total energy mix is insignificant as on date, but there is an impetus given to increase the contribution. And no doubt that more contribution through this source would also add to the fight on climate change. That's how we need to look at the issue of wind and energy sourcing out from wind. However, there are certain issues with regard to wind farms, which are to be addressed through regulatory mechanism. That is, what shall be the incentivization model for generation of electricity through this means? How do we ensure that there is a kind of stability in the market? What kind of design and implementation support this industry requires? And the important part is how we see that the generation of electricity through off wind farms gets integrated with the grid, or should we explore more as standalone system, off grid system? So that is another important thing to look at. And then the potential impact, environmental impact of such wind farms is to be seen. It appears that the government of India is promoting generation of electricity through this source because, as I said, it is a cleaner source of energy. We find that there is a wind data sharing policy which allows National Institute of Wind Energy to share the wind data collected from various wind monitoring stations across the country with the stakeholders such as developers, investors, and researchers. And then we also do have a policy, National Wind Solar Hybrid Policy, which encourages integration of wind and solar power plants to optimize land and grid resources and to enhance the reliability and efficiency in the system in the power market. That's what we see. Additionally, we do also have a national offshore wind energy policy, which gives a kind of framework and guidelines for exploration and exploitation of offshore wind energy potential in exclusive economic zone of India. And then the policy for repowering of the wind power project is also there in place, which is all about facilitating the replacement of old and inefficient wind turbines with the new and advanced technologies which are coming up, so that there shall be increase in power output as well as capacity utilization factors of the existing wind farms. So that's how we see that off wind farms playing a role. And yeah, there is a question on the exam pattern that what shall be the exam pattern? I believe all the questions are in MCQ form or assertion reasoning form or matching form. You will be eligible for a certificate only if average assignment is 10 out of 25 exam, and then exam score is 30 out of 75. If one of the two criteria is not met, you will not get the certificate. even if the final score is 40 out of 10, that's what is there. And obviously there's a negative marking. So that's something which should not disturb you. That's how I see the exam pattern. There's another question which you have, one of you have flagged, is that what is carbon crediting and how do we distinguish carbon credit from uh, energy certificates, renewable energy certificates. So carbon credit is a permit that allows the owner to allows the owner uh, to uh, emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases, and one credit permits emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide or equivalent in other greenhouse gases. So this carbon credit is basically part of market-based system, which is in a way uh, encourages people to done away with the practices where there would be a carbon generation, and it is like creating an incentivization model where if you are saving on carbons, then you would be getting the benefits. That's how one looks at the carbon credit. Uh, and this is something where the whole idea is to discourage one to get into carbon emission by having this uh, carbon creating system. And it is not the same. REC is basically a mechanism where uh, one gets the generation certificate from if one gets the energy from renewable sources, that is certificate that represent the generation of 1 megawatt hour of electricity from renewable energy source. And REC is generally is more of ensuring that you are complying with the renewable energy standards or targets, and supporting the development of renewable energy uh, in India. That's what REC is. So REC should not be seen directly connected with reduction of greenhouse gases, emissions of greenhouse gases. But certainly there is interconnectedness. Interconnectedness is that more is the acceptance of renewable energy. Obviously, lesser is the emission of uh, uh, greenhouse gases, and obviously both of them, they converge together for greener planet. So that's how you can look at it. Uh, at the moment, there are two primary trading schemes that are active in energy sector. One is renewable energy certificate, and another one is energy saving certificate. One gets governed under Electricity Act, the other gets governed under Conservation Act. So these are two, trading commodities which are available and on which trading happens. One relates with the promotion of renewable energy, the other relates with energy efficiency. That's how these things are being dealt with. There is a question on uh, theft and provisional assessment. The question is not very clear, but then let me explain to you the provisions with regard to theft which is there. Uh, Theft which has been defined under the act is uh, an act of stealing electricity if the same has been done dishonestly. And as a law student, we need to understand that there has to be a clear proof of intent, that there is something is done with a wrong intent. And what wrong intent for what? For tapping, for theft of electricity, doing by tapping, which either through connecting with overhead, cable, or tampering with a meter, or using the, by doing the reversing transformer. So if all this is being done, this considers to be a case of theft. And obviously, it is being allowed that uh, the assessing authority can enter the premises and identify that whether such theft is taking place or not. Such authority is there, and for that there is punishment which has been given. Uh, Generally, you would find that the punishment of theft is in terms of uh, monetary fine. So, if lesser than 10 watt is the load which has been there, then first conviction should be not less than thrice of financial gain, and second and subsequent offense not less than 6 times of financial gains, and greater than 10 watt, then not less than thrice of financial gain, and second and subsequent offense you find punishment is going for imprisonment not less than 6 months, which can exceed 5 years, and fine, and not less than 6 times of financial gain. So that's how you see theft has been dealt under the act. Uh, in fact, when the Electricity Act was being reformed, uh, theft of electricity was considered to be one of the areas uh, for reform, and it was suggested that this is one area where also uh, the law needs to deal with delinquents in a very harsh way, because there has been huge loss of electricity happening in India through uh, stealing of electricity, through theft of electricity. That's what uh, is a matter of concern, and that's why purposefully it has been decided to kept it as a criminal, matter, so that there should be uh, there should be you know a discouragement. There should be uh, harsher provisions to discourage people from getting into illegal activities. Let let me see if there are other questions on YouTube channel. Then I'll take it up. There's a one concern which has been raised with regard to assignment corrections. So I believe the uh, everything has been regulated by the NPTEL office. Course instructor has nothing to do, and I believe the policy is very clear that within the due date you can correct your answers multiple times. After that, I believe nothing is being allowed.
Sir, your audio is not coming, sir.
Oh, okay. So let me, because there are no questions on YouTube, let me give some general, like, overview of the development which is taking place in this area. That is open access is one area where we find that that has a huge potential of making the market very competitive, because open access, uh, based on the very idea of giving the customer a choice about selecting the supplier of electricity, and that is further being made possible by dividing the segment between supply of electricity and the infrastructure through which supply happens. So service has been segregated from the infrastructure. But then the movement, the very progress is happening very slow, because the very reason that there is a varying state policies. Uh, High charges are there for open access, and the approval is not coming in a very routine manner. There are procedural hurdles which are being imposed by discoms, particularly I believe for a simple reason of that discoms are preferring that the there should be assurance of customer or client base, so that the supplier of electricity gets the return of the investment what they're making. Otherwise, what would happen that uh, uh, the client, the customer who has got a paying capacity would go to a newer supplier, and possibly uh, the utilities will end up with the customers who are having poor payment capacity. So that is one reason which is being, you know, uh, flagged for slow progress of this open access. Another area which is also being seen reforming this industry or sector is smart and prepaid meters, which are being seen as a kind of, solving the issue of payment to the discoms. Uh, the smart and meters is in a way also is being presented as a solution for the uh, customer, so that they can plan their electricity consumption. And prepaid customer is something which would be certainly very beneficial to the utilities, so that they get the billing, they get the payment of the billing in advance. They generally, what again I we see in the it takes place in telecom sector. Uh, so these are important changes which what we see happening in this sector. No doubt, this sector is seeing slow progress or not progress with a desirable pace, possibly because of the very reason that uh, electricity is also seen as uh, necessary public service, uh, which is connected with the welfare of the people. It is not to be seen only, or generally not been seen as a commodity, to be seen only from a fair market pricing. And therefore, we find that this conflict take place when we talk about the legal regulation of electricity. Should it be dealt only as a commodity, and should market be exclusive authority to deal with this commodity, or should it be also seen as an important element of public service, where the state should also have a play state should also have a, should have some role to play in governing this market. So that's what is an important area. uh, we know very well that free power is still a kind of agenda which runs in a political space, and that is something which again raises this debate, flags this debate, that how the issue of electricity should be seen, how this dilemma is to be addressed. Should it be seen purely from the market oriented perspective? Should consumer be seen as a citizen first and consumer later, or should citizen be seen as a consumer alone, and that's how the power is to be power market is to be governed? That's important area to be looked at. So there are no questions also on YouTube, and there are no live, there's no audience in live session also. So shall we close the session now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If there is no question, sir, then you can leave the
There are
session.
no questions even on YouTube, I see.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.